Uruguay rolled to a 3-1 win over Panama in their Copa America opener. Jules, this was straightforward. A bit of Darwin Sanchez, too.
Yeah.
Darwin Nunez
even. Yeah, he scored 9 goals in his last 5 games now for Uruguay, which is pretty good.
And he's missed 24 goals.
I'm really sure Liverpool fans, don't worry, he also misses a lot with the national team. It's not just with you guys.
It's high volume, man.
It's high volume. Loads of shots on target as well for Darwin. But a really good win against the Panama team. That is a poor team, let's be honest. A bit like what we said about Bolivia before, same with Panama. But you start with the win. Bielsa sound is cooler, happy. It looks good. They will have obviously tougher opponents along the way, but I think they can be one that can trouble maybe Argentina and Brazil to go all the way.
And the US and Mexico.
And the US, sorry, of course. Gab, even more fun with amortization and swaps. Team Iroe Bonham. Is that how I pronounce it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Moves from Aston Villa to Everton for £9 million, and Lewis Dobbin goes the other way for 10.
Yeah, so again. These guys.
Explain it again, please.
Again, I'm used to this from Italy. People in England are losing their minds. Like, oh, what are they doing? Are they cheating? No, the rules allow you to do this. Yeah. If what you can't do is, like I said, you can't take the mick. You can't say, look, we're cheating here. And, you can't allow yourself to be bugged or wiretapped saying that. You can't leave notes lying around saying, like, let's inflate these to nonsense. But these valuations aren't completely absurd because... Again, especially if it's a swap, they're both 21. Both made one start last season.
Yeah.
This will generate 6 to 7 million. I would estimate, depending on the length of the contract for both of them. What are Aston Villa going to do with Lewis Dobbin? When I saw him play for Everton, I was kind of underwhelmed. But presumably he's cheap, he's cheerful, and again, you magic up 6 million in your accounts. That's kind of what it is.
Worth it,
yeah. RMC Sport, I believe you're familiar with these guys.
Yes, I know
Report that Paris Saint-Germain made an offer for Vinicius.
Oh, my God.
Jules, are they just trolling Real Madrid?
I don't think that offer ever happens, really. They would
not. It's reported.
I know, but come on. I mean, they would not go there. You can't make an offer for somebody who's not transferable. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So it didn't happen.
Reportedly, his camp took it seriously because he said, no, I'm staying at Madrid. How dare you come and bother me?
Exactly.
All right.
Chelsea, however, have reached an agreement for Palmeiras wonder kid Estavao William. Gab, this could cost them as much as £65 million, depending on bonuses. Some may wonder how they can afford that.
Yeah, I think that
figures.
Also,
if he's worth it, obviously, considering how young he is.
17. Look, this is the way Chelsea have been operating, right? I mean, look at Kendry Páez and whatever. It's 28 million is actually the fixed amount. There's a bunch of other bonuses. Some are tied because he's not going to come over now. He's still 17. You have to be 18 to transfer. He's going to spend at least another year at Palmeiras, by the way, same club that Endrick came from, which means he's just as good as Endrick. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
But he's obviously very precocious. I think the way they're looking at it, again, they're looking at it from a financial perspective. His contract is absurdly long.
2033, yeah.
Yeah, okay, whatever. But obviously they can only amortize 5 years of it. But, you're basically paying $4.5 million, something like that, a year on your books. And if you hit, plus the bonuses, but if you get the bonuses, it's because he's worth it.
Because he's done it well, yeah.
It's a gamble. I've seen this guy on YouTube. I can't tell you if he's any good. But it does show that they are continuing to pursue this line and this philosophy.
He scored last night and did the cold palm celebration.
Yes.
So he's already in Chelsea mood,
Jim Ratcliffe keeps talking, Jules. What's he said this time?
Yeah, he was talking again to Bloomberg, I believe, this time. Saying, well, people at Manchester United have made silly decisions, make mistakes for the last 10 years, and we can't fix it quickly.
Meaning what, your co-owners? Is that who you're having a go at?
I think so. And saying, even if we sign an Mbappe, for example, he kept saying the name Mbappe, that won't solve all our problems, which is true, I guess. He said, let's build a proper squad. And then maybe after that, he said, I think he used the word sprinkle, with 1 or 2 players that are like Mbappe. Okay. So building a squad would cost you already, for a club like United, a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. Because some of your positions that you need to strengthen or fill would be around the 50, 60 million pound players, right? Look at the back, De Ligt, Branthwaite, that kind. So once you've done all that squad, well, then you're going to have 200 million or 150 million to go and get Vinicius or Kylian or Bellingham, because I suspect that's the superstar players that I was talking about.
He's not. You're not going to do this in one transfer window.
No,
it's
I know.
going to take
but
several.
You might never do it again. You might never do it full stop.
Well, I mean, at some point,
How much
I presume.
money would they have?
I like again. Mark Ogden and I reporting that it's about 50 million their transfer budget, plus whatever they can raise from sales.
Okay, so it
So-
will take them a long time to build the squad and then sprinkle it with 2 superstars.
I think we
No?
estimated. I mean, if they follow the Ogden Marcotti plan, and you can see
Yeah,
this on the
yeah,
internet,
yeah. I'm interested.
we estimate that they can probably raise about 150. Like between the sales, they'll have some savings from not paying out certain bonuses and stuff like that. We figured we see them spending between 150 and 200 million gross this summer.
Yeah,
Now, how much does that get you?
yeah.
We think one high-level defender, one high-level midfielder that you absolutely need, and then after that, maybe a fullback, maybe a striker. But this is also predicated on being able to shift a lot of guys.
Yeah.
You know, a
And
lot
it
of
depends who you sell as well, right? Because
Yeah, we have them selling. Mark has them selling McTominay. He has them selling Christian Eriksen, getting a little bit of money back for him.
Maguire.
Maguire, you can't sell. Maguire's injured. He makes an enormous amount of money. He has a year left. He's 30. Nobody's going to give you any money.
Yeah,
You
true.
might get some money from Lindelof, maybe.
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka, yeah. So they figure you can get 20, 25 million for him, maybe. But that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, it's
In
not.
fact,
It's
Mark
not
and I
easy
are
for
selling
them.
the entire midfield except for Mainu,
Yeah.
Mount, and Bruno. And then you need to get more bodies in.
Let's
cheap
see
and
if they
cheerful.
can
It's-
sell.
it's
Let's
hard.
See if they can sell. Marc Guiu is a target for Chelsea. Gab, he reportedly has a 6 million euros release clause in his contract at Barcelona. Does this make sense to you?
No, okay, so for sure this makes very little sense. I know
Why?
he came on and he scored that goal and
On
whatever.
his first touch against Athletic
yeah,
Club?
very nice. What do you do the rest of the time?
Well, he's not good enough, you think, for Chelsea?
I
Well, the answer is no. I agree with you.
no, to me this smells of. I mean, like 6 million euros is not a lot of money, but obviously then you have to give him a contract. My understanding is Barcelona are negotiating with him to try to get him to extend his deal, right? And obviously put a higher release clause in there,
Yeah.
even just to protect the asset value so that they can move him on or whatever. And this, I'll put it this way, I'm not saying this is what happened, but if I were Mark Guiu's
Yeah.
agent or friends and family, I'd go and I would put the word out. Hey, Chelsea, you need a striker. Look, Mark is cheap and cheerful. You'll come. No, you literally have nobody other than Nico Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Unless you want to bring Armando back, but we
Yeah.
saw how well that worked last time. So this is exactly what I'd be doing. And if I'm Barcelona, I'd be saying, wait a minute. Liva's older. What's his name? I'm blanking on the guy they got from
Vitor
Brazil.
Roque?
Vitor Roque has been
I mean, you know.
hasn't
yeah,
quite
we
worked
know
out.
what you mean.
Mark, stick around. To be fair to him, he doesn't seem like a Barcelona player because he's obviously more physical.
Yeah,
and
he's quite
doesn't
tall
have the
and
greatest
strong.
touch.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I look in the end, if you're Chelsea and you're strapped and you need another body, sure, get Mark Guiu for 6 million. But that would be disappointing
Yeah.
if that was, I think, your end goal.
I agree.
Nacho is reportedly close to signing as a free agent for Al Khadzia in Saudi Arabia. I'm assuming, I don't remember them from last season. I'm assuming they're newly promoted and
Yeah, I think so.
maybe have some new investment too. Jules, he'll be missed at Real Madrid.
Yeah, club captain, of course, the most ancient as in in terms of how many years he spent at the club.
Most longevity.
Most longevity. Sorry, thank you for your help. Okay, he wants a last big contract, clearly, right?
Yeah,
Because then, how do you convince me that this is better than staying at Real Madrid for another season?
I think look, this is just a truism in football, right? Players who come through the youth ranks at a club and stick around forever and are reserves for most of that time, which is what, in fact, I think Nacho's actually been a reserve his entire career.
I know, but
They
it's
just
still
don't make a lot of
great.
money.
How much do you think? Oh, come on, surely a career at Real Madrid, even as a number 3 or 4 centre back, it's not bad.
I would be absolutely shocked if Nacho has more than 8 to 10 million in the bank. I think I'm being perfectly honest. I would be really surprised. And then when you're older like that and you're saying, hey, look, I can double that in my last 2 years before I retire.
No, I understand.
I'm
the
not going to
money.
have a go at him for that.
No, I'm not having a go. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have done the same in his position, but maybe. Talking about contracts, and Hakan Çalhanoğlu wants a new deal at Inter Milan. Gab, the problem is the negotiations are not going great.
No, Inter is saying, dude, you have a contract. You're not getting a raise. What are we talking about here?
What for being good last season? That's your job.
They signed him to a 3-year deal as a free agent. But he pulled the same crap with Milan, right? He says he wants to get paid more. And if not, they're going to go to free agency. He's doing the same thing. Now he's got a year left. There's these stories out there saying that, Bayern are ready to offer 70 million for Çalhanoğlu.
Well,
yeah, look, I think if you're Inter, 70 million when you've got, a year left, maybe 2,
And
on his contract.
he's 30 or 31?
No, look, phenomenal football.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Nobody's arguing that.
Yeah.
Huge part of Inter's success.
100%.
But honestly, dude, you're like, Hakan, if they're really offering 70 million for you, tschüss, auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. I think it's highly unlikely because
agree.
they've gone with younger players, because they have all those forwards, because Musiala's their number 10, and if you want to sit deeper, I suppose Çalhanoğlu he shows you can do that.
He is.
But is he going to be Vincent Kompany's priority? I don't think so.
No, I agree with you.
Albania's Mirlin Daku has been banned for 2 games, Jules, for his actions following the 2-2 draw with Croatia last week. What did he do?
Yeah, obviously they were very happy because remember they scored really late to get that 2-2 draw. They played really well. So then he took the megaphone from the stands and started leading the chants against Serbia and North Macedonia. This is a story that we know happens a lot between former Balkans country and very often in an insulting way, the way you say, or disrespectful way. And I thought UEFA were really good to sanction it. I won't lie. I don't think it's right to do that in a stadium or anywhere, by the way.
No, I think this stuff needs to stay out, especially, it's one thing you're going to make. Look, I don't want to be hypocritical about this, right? When Scotland sing, when they sing "Flower of Scotland," right? What are they referencing? Proud Edward, right? And send his army homewards, right? Oh, look, that's political, blah. Proud Edward, I believe he's the sort of slightly fruity guy who led the, whatever. But you're referencing something from 700 years ago.
Yeah.
Here, you're talking about stuff that's going on now.
Yeah.
With Serbia, with Kosovo. We don't need this.
I agree.
We really don't need it. And he should have known better.
Yeah, definitely. And more politics as well, Gab, in this Euros. A banner appeared at the Ukraine game demanding that President Zelensky hold elections in Ukraine. It was swiftly removed. You okay with that?
Yeah, so obviously for those who don't know, Ukraine they've been in war with Russia following the invasion. And Zelensky said that, look, we can't hold elections right now because we're at war, there'll be security issues, blah, blah, blah. Which, by the way, I don't think is unusual for countries at war. They often find reasons not to hold elections, right? Yeah. In terms of the banner being removed, yeah, I'm okay with the banner being removed. You can't have political messages in the stadium. This is clearly a political message. Yeah. You want to get suspicious about who put the banner there and stuff. There's obviously a lot of people who feel that way. And there's a lot of manipulation out there. But I think it's very simple. I want UEFA to be consistent about removing stuff that has a political message. We saw it earlier. There was a Russian flag at the it was at the opening game, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
And it said Belgorod in there, right? If it's is this political? Is it not political? Blah blah blah. It was at Scotland, Germany. It was in the Scotland end. If somebody wants to show up and make a message like that, I think it should be removed.
Yeah.
Andrea Bellotti has joined newly promoted Como from Roma for a reported fee of $5 million. Jules, that sounds like a lot of money. So I'm guessing your boy Cesc Fabregas must really like the Rooster.
I mean,
he's 30. He never scores.
It doesn't matter. He's experienced. His experience. He's an Italian international. Sorry.
Why don't you buy Marguliu? What Italian international? What Bocce?
It doesn't matter. He was there. He won the Euros. He won one more Euros than you. That's for sure.
He did
put together.
Somehow.
I don't know. I thought $5 million was a decent price. Okay, he doesn't score much.
Would
he
you rather
used to score Remember when he had that season at Torino and
Yes.
then they put a release clause of 90 million,
Yes.
thinking somebody
No.
can bring that and we're going to cash in? Not really.
Look, he's a sweet guy. He
He's
works
lovely
really,
guy,
really
yeah.
hard.
And
I'm
the
very happy
celebrations.
for him.
Yeah, no. Let's hope that he can help them out staying up.
Would you rather have Belotti or should they have spent that money on Marco Yu?
Belotti has scored more goals in his career than Maguire, so
probably
I'll
has.
go for the roster. Bloomberg reports that negotiations for the sale of the 2025 Club World Cup between Apple and FIFA not going well.
Yeah, so obviously, look, this goes back to Club World Cup. Is it a moneymaker for FIFA? We've seen FIFA Pro with other players' associations,
Yeah, not happy.
taking legal actions, too much work. People are criticizing FIFA, saying, "Do we need this as a cash grab?" I don't think UEFA are too happy either that this could, devalue the Champions League a little bit. And it's going to be a mega thing. It's 32 teams, 8 teams from UEFA out there. And obviously, from FIFA's perspective, they would say, look, we generate a lot of money and we redistribute money to member nations. That's what we do to develop football. So you should be applauding us for trying to make more money out of this.
Yeah.
The difficulty here is, these are the figures in the article I saw that citing Bloomberg. FIFA think that it should be worth about $4 billion, the Club World Cup.
For how long? Not
Well,
for one. Surely not for just one Club World Cup.
I believe that's their goal for one Club World Cup.
$4 billion for one Club World Cup.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
the real World Cup is about $6 billion, right?
Yeah, but the real World Cup is
48 teams. Well, what's the
but
difference?
it's different than a tournament that you're going to play in pre-season. So some of those teams are going
It's
to
not
be
preseason. It's the end of the season before, like the World Cup. It's a Confederations Cup slot.
I would not pay $4 billion for that.
Okay, neither would Apple because apparently Apple value it at $1 billion. These are for the global rights.
Yeah, yeah.
And according to Bloomberg, it seems to me that it's a very big gap to make up.
But you don't think $4 billion is a lot?
It's ambitious, right? I think the target. I think UEFA. The 6.4 billion. I think that was several World Cup cycles ago. They're building it up, right? I'm not an expert. It does sound like a lot of money, and obviously Apple thinks it's a lot of money as well. And I think they would rather. I think they were hoping for Apple for the prestige that Apple brings, with the fact that it can become a global thing.
Yeah, anyway.
And look, it works so well for ML. And I'm just kidding. I pick on MLS. But yeah, no, I just shows you though that there's a lot of business there, and there's not a lot of time to sell it either. 2025 is not that far away.
You're right.
Good. 47,893. That's the official attendance in Dallas at that yucky stadium where the yucky Dallas Cowboys play. No, I'm kidding. The stadium's fine. Just I'm not a Cowboys fan.
I knew you were going to
Anyway, that's the number of people who showed up for the USA versus Bolivia game last night. It's an 80,000 plus seat stadium.
Yeah.
Is that a bit disappointing?
So
Host
disappointing.
nation at home. Is it a bad omen for 2026?
I don't know for 2026, but I was really disappointed last night. Weston McKennie spoke about it as well and saying, we need the support, and when you see the stadium half empty, it's not good, And I completely agree with that. Were the tickets super expensive, maybe?
Well, but here's the thing, right? The people blame the tickets, but then everywhere Mexico goes in the U.S., they sell out.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And you would think there'd be, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I have to say I was really surprised, but a bit disappointed. I can understand if the players are not happy. Football League's hacker Rui Pinto says that he has more incriminating files on Manchester City that show illegality, but he hasn't decided yet when to release them. So basically, he's got more stuff on them being bad.
Okay, a couple of things here. First of all, he doesn't say that. He doesn't call himself a hacker. He says people have given him this. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious hackers have given this, or people are not authorized to do it. This is pretty ridiculous. First of all, if you have them, City are under investigation. If you think it's useful to the investigation, then you release those files.
Yeah.
If you don't have them and you're lying to get yourself some publicity, then shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But if we're to take you seriously, I mean, if I were the authorities, I would say, well, wait a minute. So first of all, you already served 4 years, or whatever, or he was given the 4-year sentence and stuff. You've had your legal issues and so on over the attempted extortion attempt and stuff like that. At some point, you can't just keep saying things. Either show the files, or just shut up. Especially if they were somehow illegally obtained.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I'm not sure where he's playing out.
It's an odd one. Jules, this brings us to an end. Thanks again to our friends here. It's nice to do it just outside the Scaling Spaces
lovely day.
Offices here in Kreuzberg in Berlin. But we got to come back on Thursday. We'll have more verdicts.
Yes.
And we will know what the round of 16 matchups are. Until then, love the game, love your neighbor, love yourself.